I'm home at the end of the Steampunk World's Fair weekend, and I had a good weekend. And before I forget, Sarah from Egress says that she hopes she can spend time with you when you're back in the United States. That is what she said to me to tell you. I did Swift prep on Wednesday and Thursday. I don't remember if I told you this already. Wednesday, Ben Fritzen came over, and Wednesday I left work early and went to Philly-Aids Thrift and Second Mile Thrift, and then I went to Walmart first, and then Philly-Aids Thrift and Second Mile, and I did my everything Swift shopping on that day, and then Ben Fritzen came over and showed me how to do some origami, because I was teaching an origami class. And then Thursday, I packed everything up for Swift. And got it ready to go. My last class was on Tuesday, and I told you that. So Friday, I am very tired. You have noticed this already, but I am just telling you. On Friday, I left work at 11 and came back home and then packed my bag because I had not previously done that. And my friend Scott, who was going to Steampunk World's Fair from Harrisburg, swung by our place and loaded everything up. And so we got to Swift quite early, which was nice. And even nicer is Jessie, who I was rooming with, was already checked in when I got to the hotel at, hi, you're back, like 3:30, 3 maybe even. So I was actually able to just take some downtime. I gave myself a lot of downtime this weekend, which was great. So I just hung out there, and then the two programs I ran on Friday were Make Your Own Hot Air Balloon, which was a successful experiment in that we got results, and not a successful experiment in that our hot air balloon did not take off. But that's okay. We got information. Now I learned for next year that if you can manage to get the candles to light, you will also probably melt the bag. That is a thing that will probably happen. But we did manage to fill the bag with hot air. It was like clearly inflated and trying to sort of poof up, but not quite enough to lift our basket, our fairly light but still existent basket, off the ground. And then we did Spooky Stories and S'mores. And then I went to the Emperor Norton's show in the embassy parking lot. They didn't come over to the rad this year. I think because it was raining lately and they didn't want to leave the carport, which is fine. So I danced a bunch, then I hung out with Eric, who I haven't seen in 2 years? Maybe 2 years. Because they weren't at Spliff last year. I don't remember if I saw him. I haven't seen him at least a year, and I don't think we visited in the intervening year. So it might have been, yeah, okay. Anyway, hung out with Eric, and that was nice, and we talked a bunch. And talked about hopefully hanging out sometime this summer, though he maybe doesn't have the free time. I love watching Eric and Johanna duet together, just because they're married and they're playing music, and she's all being like violin-y and he's all being clarinet-y, and they're instrumenting at each other. I don't know, I like it. Saturday, I ran so many things. First thing in the morning was mischief making. First thing in the morning was the egg drop. This one kid made the most incredible one that just sort of gently, he like used 5 plates in a cross shape, one in the middle and one on each side, and connected them with skewers. And in the middle plate, he like then put a, bowl and bowl with cotton balls, and the thing just sort of gently wafted down. It was amazing. It was the best egg drop construction I've ever seen. I don't think it would work from like a second or third story like some schools do, because if it had gone sideways, it would have plummeted. But it didn't go sideways. It just very pleasantly wafted. I loved watching it go. We did a couple times. Then we did mischief making, which was hilarious. We got signs like ice cream this way and free puppies to pet over there. And one kid, enterprising young person, did a $2 entry fee on one of the doors and taped an envelope below it, and it made no money, but it was very funny. And then I taught an origami class and taught the one fold that Ben Fritzen taught me. And then was capture the flag. And then I had half an hour, and then I had sort of half an hour off, but I had an hour to set up for the next activity, which was device creation, which is a 2-hour activity. And I was hoping it would only take an hour and a half, so I'd have time to go to the EMTs, because I burned the crap out of my thumb with the hot glue. And it did take the full 2 hours. Then I immediately had to run the 2 scavenger hunts for the kids and the grown-ups. And then had to troubleshoot the grown-up scavenger hunt because they couldn't figure out the stupid app. 10 teams figured it out. 10 whole teams. And 20 teams showed up. So, like, I didn't do anything wrong. 10 of them were just having technical problems. And I tried to troubleshoot for them, but I'm not a techie. I feel like someone else could have troubleshooted better. But, like, 10 whole teams figured it out.
Troubleshot.
Fight me. And then I was actually too tired to see the Egress Norton's double show with them all playing together, which is a freaking tragedy that I couldn't watch that. And when I was too tired to do that, I decided to go to sleep. So I got like a full 8 hours, and the things I ran on Sunday were a DIY compass, like they magnetized needles. Good job, kids. And bubble art. And then I saw the Norton's last show, Emperor Norton's Stationary Marching Band. And that was my whole weekend. And then Maya was in Philadelphia this weekend, and I was like, oh, I'm going to miss you. I'll be at Spliff. Man, that sucks. But my ride back home wanted to leave early, so I got back to Philly in time to go hang out with Gaby and Maya and Jacob, and then Gaby and Maya and Kenny, and we all got dinner together. So I'm full of Vietnamese food and tired. I'm at Kenny's place, and that was my whole Spliff weekend, and I am going to sleep now. Bye.